Yes, sir. Top of the week. How you doing?
Better than I deserve.
I hear that. I think I know why you're doing better than you deserve, because we recently launched OMARI Coin, as most of the community knows, and we hit 40,000 rally in weekly rewards already. Congratulations. Let's talk about it.
That's a congrats for the team, man.
Let's get it.
This is the great thing about the crypto and coin economies is they're big on decentralization, meaning that not just one person holds all the power in something. Because we can see the problem with that when Facebook has too much power,
Facts.
or I guess Meta now, when Meta has too much power, whenever Google or Alphabet has too much power. They get to just tell people, hey, you can say this, you can't say this. Even though we post to YouTube, there's a problem with too much centralization of power.
Yes.
So with the coin economy, you can see all the buys and sells that are happening on our chain. You can see when people are sending us money for campaigns. You can see when other people are sending money to each other. You can just see when people are selling. You can see everything on there, which is the beauty of the coin economy. Right. So one of the reasons why ours is sustaining its growth. We don't know when people are going to pull out. We don't know what types of traders we have in there. And I'll go over the types of traders in a second. But whenever people are supporters who don't necessarily do anything with music, but they just still like to put their funds in different places, whenever they see that we have a lot of campaigns being sold. So they can go look on our chain and see that we are selling campaigns, meaning people are sending money back to us.
Right.
That's a good sign.
Right.
They like to see that because it means, oh, okay, well, if I pull my money out, they're just going to keep taking payments anyway. So why wouldn't I just leave my money in? So that is why we've been able to have, this is our 5th week. So 5 straight weeks over 20K in rewards. This week was our first week for 40K. So that means that everybody who had money in, just so you guys get this, everybody who had some OMARI coin in their account, whatever percentage you had, that is the amount you got just dropped into your account at the end of the week. That is real funds just dropped into your account. They are liquid funds. It's not paper money. You can move these. I don't advise you move them, but you can move these to Coinbase, sell them off if you want to. Obviously, we are not financial advisors, so this is not advice. But this happens every week. It's going to happen for 8 years. That is why we are so adamant about this, like every week.
Facts.
Of this is going to happen whether you take it or not.
Facts.
So just get some while they're doing this.
Yes.
The amount, let's do a calculation. You can go on the rally.io and look at their wiki. In the bottom menu section, let's see, there's about 250 or so creators on there right now, which means the daily rewards are about 270,000 rally per day in reward. So if we do that per week, it's about 1.9 million rally in rewards. So the USD value of that is about $1 million per week.
Okay.
Distributed to everybody who's hodling on rally. So if you just hold your money in some creator coins on there, they're going to distribute that money to somebody. So if there are any institutional investors listening to our music marketing podcast, they could just honestly come in and run ship right now. The rally does protect retail investors or people with not as much money, because if you do a huge buy of something, you can't sell it all right away.
Right.
So that is a protection for people. It's called a flow control. But that is why we say that if you get in early, even if they dump a bunch of money in, you're still in good position because you got in before these huge buys.
Right.
The other thing to note is the types of traders on Rally. So one of the reasons why we continue growing is because I said we're taking payments, but there are different types of people who will take their money out at different points. So there's something called a scalper, which is somebody who's really trying to trade within seconds on there. So Rally is honestly not the best platform for scalping.
Yeah.
It means that I'm trying to buy something and sell it within like a minute or 5 minutes.
Okay.
You can do that on maybe Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays on Rally.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's too slow of a market right now to do that.
Okay.
You can do that on like the stock market because there's a bunch of people in there right now. There's something called like a day trader, which is somebody who's trying to buy and sell within a day. You can do that for some of the coins on Rally.
Okay.
So that will just mean that they don't really care all too much about like, you know, the long-term value of an asset. They're just trying to get in and out within a day.
Yeah.
Typically you have to be really attentive and your eyes are glued to a screen like 24/7. So it's not that life is not for most people.
Right.
Then you have some swing traders. So you have short-term swing, long-term swing traders. So short-term is they're trying to buy and sell something within, you know, a couple days to a couple weeks, somewhere in there. They're trying to swing that trade. Then long-term swing is going to be, you know, longer than, it's anywhere between like few weeks to maybe a year,
Okay.
maybe a year or two, and then after that, you have your buy and hold people. So they're holding their asset. They will stay with it through the ups and downs. Now, one of the reasons why it is beneficial to be long term is because of all these different types of traders in there. So you don't know when somebody's going to be like, you know, buying a bunch and selling a bunch and all that other stuff.
Right.
But if you just believe in what a business is doing and can see the value in what they're doing, over time, it should be up, regardless of whatever they do. So, for instance, with our coin, obviously we're biased, right? But with our coin, if we're taking payments for all of our services through that, and we even get 20% or 30% of people to send us money through the coin to pay for services, that leaves us that 70%, 80% to pay whatever bills we have here.
Yes.
Like if people still want to take USD for their payroll, we can still do that over there, take care of all of our bills, and then have enough left over to keep dumping back into our coin economy, marketing the coin, and like that can be reserved for that pool. So
Facts.
that is the business plan for what we have going. There is still only there's not 1,000 supporters we have yet. So that means that we are still going to push this. For some reason, people aren't getting it. Even if you have $5 to $10, obviously this is not financial advice, but for all the reasons I stated, it may be wise to put just throw a little bit in, see what it's like. You'll get a fraction of, you know, the rewards we have, but you'll see them come in.
You look at it like a savings account. Like you just put a little bit in. Here
Exactly.
Yeah.
A far, far better
Yeah.
savings account. Your savings account at your bank is getting next to nothing.
Right.
For you having your money in there. But it's slightly, obviously, riskier especially if you're completely uneducated about it. The risk level depends on your level of education, to be honest.
Yeah.
So even while day trading can be, you know, very risky, it still depends on your level of education, even at that stage.
Right.
Because if you have more, there are day traders who, you know, obviously make a lot of money.
Right.
Millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Right.
So this space is much slower. It is a bit different. It's not stocks, not an investment, but it has all these different qualities that are the first time ever that, you know, people are doing stuff like this. So that is why we are very adamant about telling you guys pretty much every week at this point, that you at least do your research, take a look at this. Everybody under the sound of my voice at this point, you should have some coin.
Yes, indeed.
At least some. So we got 526 people at the time of this taping. Should be much higher, but right now it's kind of, you know, more for us and more for these other people who are in here, any whales in our community. It's more for them. But we want you guys to be educated so that you can join in too. So drop us a comment on this. Drop any questions. That's what we're here for. Join our Discord. Discord link should be in the show notes. And we will see you guys in this community soon.
Absolutely.